Hello, welcome everyone to our Redox Nurse Talk tonight. And I'm kind of flying a little differently. I've traveled to Mississippi to see family, so I don't have my usual routine set up. So we will just kind of do it here today. So we appreciate you coming. My name is Cindy Reed, and I'm normally in Nashville. And then my co-host tonight is Gloria Stewart, and she is in the Atlanta area. We're both nurses, and we started this program about a year and a half ago because we want to share this technology with people and let them know there are alternative things out there for their health. So tonight we have not one guest, but two guests. We have Gloria Lybecker and Marian Palmer, and Gloria will be interviewing both of these ladies tonight. And we will upload this hopefully to our YouTube channel and get it going by tomorrow. But we're going to start with a video to explain for anyone who's new on this technology, just to explain a little bit about what this is. It's Alan Noble's video from the realredoxresults.com. And the password to that is Redox, lowercase letters. So I think, is it Marian that's going to show the video or Gloria? Gloria. We'll let her start.
Hello, my name is Alan Noble. I've been involved in the health and wellness industry for over 30 years, and I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to introduce you to a cutting-edge health technology that we call ASEA Redox. ASEA Redox represents a new category in health and wellness that for 2 decades science had declared was impossible. It could not be done. And yet today, health and medical experts around the world are calling ASEA Redox one of the single greatest health science breakthroughs of our lifetime. Now, a great place to get started is to get clear on what ASEA Redox is not. It's not a vitamin, a mineral, an antioxidant supplement. It's not an exotic juice, essential oil, or a CBD oil. Now, there's nothing wrong with any of those things. I'm just saying they're not ASEA Redox. This technology goes beyond nutrition. It goes beyond ingredients, and yet it has the power to impact your health at a depth that no other supplement has ever come close to achieving. For many people, ASEA Redox is the missing link to better health and vitality. Now, to understand this technology, you've got to realize that your body is the most complex communication network on Earth. Every second of every day, your cells are signaling and communicating critical messages for health, healing, and repair. If there's any breakdown in that signaling, you cannot achieve your full health potential. You see, this signaling impacts every system, every organ, every function of your body. You could say that if your cells can't signal, then little else matters. Now, you've probably heard it said that we live and die at the cellular level. If you want a healthy heart, have healthy heart cells. If you want healthy lungs, have healthy lung cells. Well, as science looks deeper inside your 75 trillion cells, they've discovered a very special set of molecules called redox signaling molecules. These are the molecules that you make that are absolutely foundational for healthy cell signaling throughout your body. However, here's the challenge. With age, diet, stress, toxins, we begin to make less of these redox signaling molecules. And it's about 10% decline every decade. So by age 50, you've about half the signaling that you had when you were younger. And as a result, things just don't work like they used to. You begin to see, you begin to feel the effects of aging. A simple example, imagine your home's on fire and you call the fire department and they're there with the big red truck, the firefighters, the fire hose. They've got everything they need to put out this fire, but what if you have a bad cell signal? They don't get the message. They don't know what the problem is, where the problem is, how serious the problem is, and your home goes up in smoke. Well, it's the same with your health. So let me ask you a very powerful question. What if? What if you could amplify and clarify this critical cell signal and empower your body to work like it's supposed to? That would be a game changer. So introducing ASEA Redox, the world's first and only cell signaling supplement powered by high-energy redox signaling molecules. And since this technology is backed by 7 patents and over 1,000 trade secrets, there's no other supplement like it in the world. Now, not only is ASEA Redox a cell signaling technology, but it also signals at the profound depths of the genetic level. In an 8-week study, it was found that drinking ASEA Redox could increase 5 important gene signaling pathways by up to 31%, positively impacting 5 major areas of health: immune function, inflammatory response, cardiovascular health, digestive health, and even hormone balance. It's also been shown that ASEA Redox significantly impacts the NRF2 pathway, which is the master switch that signals the production of the most powerful antioxidants known to man, including the master antioxidant glutathione. Now, 2 separate university studies showed that ASEA Redox increases NRF2 activation by up to 60%, resulting in an increase of glutathione production by up to 55%. So although ASEA Redox is not your traditional antioxidant supplement, its impact on antioxidant health is nothing short of astonishing. Now, this is just one key on the ASEA piano. ASEA Redox is much more than an NRF2 activator or an antioxidant supplement. Remember, signaling impacts every system, every organ, every function of your body. If your cells can't signal, then little else matters. So at this point, let's hear what health and medical professionals are saying about the ASEA Redox breakthrough.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants. And the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendations by everybody. They found a way to stabilize it outside the body. You can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough. This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries. But now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
So hopefully you're beginning to see why this technology is being hailed as one of the most significant health science breakthroughs of our lifetime. It's empowering people to feel better than ever before. For many, it is the missing link to better health and vitality. And it's not just health. Athletes are experiencing improvements in endurance, strength, and recovery, beating personal bests and breaking documented world records. In a university study, mice drinking ASEA Redox for only 7 days ran 29% further to exhaustion due to significant metabolic shifts in their bodies as they started to burn more fat as fuel. And so amateur athletes all the way to Olympic athletes are enjoying the ASEA athletic advantage. Now, after another 5 years of research and development, the scientists behind ASEA Redox were able to develop Renew 28, a topical gel that is infused with these powerful high-energy redox signaling molecules. So you've probably heard it said that seeing is believing. Well, when Renew 28 is applied to the skin, it results in a healthy, clear complexion, tighter, younger-looking skin, while dramatically reducing wrinkles, stretch marks, cellulite, and many other signs of aging. It also improves skin cell renewal rates and increases skin cell blood flow. We also discovered that when you apply Renew 28 to anywhere that hurts, ideally 3 applications in 5 minutes, over 90% of people notice a significant reduction in their discomfort. Now, I do want to point out that we have continued to expand our range of redox signaling products to include an intensive redox serum for those little trouble spots, and then more recently, the redox clay mask, combining our redox signaling gel with an ultra pure bentonite clay. And so headed up by the big blue bottle, this is our cell signaling product division. However, we have 4 product divisions in total. We offer a very clean and effective skincare system called Renew Advanced, high-quality bioavailable nutritionals called ASEA Via, and more recently, fun functional beverages called Cell Performance that address fatigue, brain fog, stress, as well as a vegan amino acid formula that helps your body build its own valuable collagen. Now, of course, the purpose of this video was to introduce you to our remarkable cell signaling technology. Now, we have other videos and websites that go a lot deeper into this health science breakthrough. But for now, I would encourage you to explore some of the other videos on this website. This is where you're going to hear how this technology has impacted people's lives. And some of these stories are absolutely astonishing. Real people sharing real redox results. So this is Alan Noble thanking you for your time today, and bye for now.
Okay, Gloria, thank you for doing that since I can't access that from here. I appreciate that. So Doria, I'm going to turn it over to you and let you introduce our wonderful guest for tonight.
Okay, so I'm not sure, did we introduce each other? I couldn't remember if we did that or not, but I wanted to.
I did, but I did disclaimer. So what you saw or will hear tonight is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure anything. It just gives the body what it needs to ramp up that cellular communication in order for the body to take care of any issues that might be going on. So that being said, Doria's from a nurse in Atlanta area, and I'm a nurse here in in Nashville area. I'm actually in Mississippi today. And Doria, I will just let you take it from here.
Okay, great. Thanks, Cindy. So I'd like to first start out with, we have 2 wonderful guests from this beautiful state of Washington. And I'm going to, so that is Marian Palmer and Gloria Lybecker, but I'm going to start out with Marian Palmer first, because I believe she's first to come to know about this gift of hope called ASEA Redox. So Marian is, her former occupation was a kindergarten teacher. She's married to Rand. They have 2 amazing children, 5 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren. She loves backpacking. I have a quote from a bio that she sent to me, which I think is really fits perfectly, especially in educating people about this technology. And she said, I'm challenged as a leader to help each person to shine in their own way and to help them meet their goals and enlarge their vision of possibilities in their lives. She's a teacher at heart. And of course, that's what her profession was. So Marian, I want you to begin sharing with us how ASEA Redox crossed your path.
Yes, I love backpacking. And my husband is a true mountain man. So we get up high and cross country. And when I was 70, we were in the Sierras and it was hard. I was the last person in the group. I was huffing and puffing and hurting. And when we'd rest, well, when I needed rest, everybody else had rested and they were ready to take off again because I was slow. And there just wasn't enough air, it seemed like. My husband, I told my husband, I'm sorry, next time, take good pictures, I'm not going. Well, about that time, Jerry White introduced us to ASEA. And so Rand said, well, let's just take ASEA with us and see if it'll make a difference. People could not believe. I was in the front of the pack. I wasn't having problems with breathing. I wasn't having headaches. And in the morning, I felt refreshed, just a different person. And so that was just the beginning because when I was 40, I injured my back. And that is actually what set me on a journey to look for alternatives because I didn't want to be addicted to drugs. And this blue bottle has made the difference for me. I I can garden. I do short races, 5K and 7Ks. And my back doesn't hurt. I don't have to worry about my back.
So we just saw the video on Real Redox results, kind of went over a little bit about what this is. How would you explain what the molecules were doing for you?
What I think is wonderful is these molecules just go out throughout the body to every cell. And I know I had a list. In fact, I had ugly looking toes, and I went to the doctor and he was going to give me some medication for that I'd have to keep checking my liver because it was so strong. And so that was the first thing. Take care of these. I wanted these little redox molecules to take care of those toes. That is not the first thing that they took care of. So what I love is the Lord designed our bodies to know how to take care of ourselves. And eventually it did get to those toes. And it actually, with the back, it took over a year. And then all of a sudden I realized, oh, I can shovel snow. So.
And then so this is what we're talking, we have the liquid, which is the blue bottle, which you just graciously showed there. How much are you taking? So when you first started, how much were you taking in the beginning and how much are you taking now?
I started with 4 ounces a day, 2 in the morning and 2 at night. And it was, I started 11 years ago. At that time, that was what was recommended. Since then, they've done studies and found that if we just up it a little bit, it really does more, especially for people over 50. And since I'm 81, I take 6 to 8 ounces a day. And, I just want to say, I came from a reunion and my nieces and nephews came up to me and they said they just couldn't believe how active and young I looked compared to their parents and for my age. It's just special. When I go to doctors, they look at the chart and they said, when's your birthday? So biologically, I'm just younger. And I don't know all the things that it's protecting, but I know that I feel wonderful and I'm able to play and work and have a good life.
Well, that's amazing. I was going to ask you again, when you said 81, I didn't believe that because that's amazing. And that's what I love about this product. It's all about, like you were talking about, protecting your body. It's all about keeping our body in a state of balance, and then also helping us to be in a state of wellness and then also be resilient to the other things that affect us in our environment, things that we eat, that kind of thing. So, want to ask you, so you have a heart to teach, and you've been in the company for 11 years. When was it for you that you decided to want to share this with others?
I wanted to share it day one. And I thought that I would be sharing it to help people physically, financially, being the best they could be. That's happened, but what's really happened is I have been blessed with the most wonderful team that raise me up and make me better. It makes me want to cry. You're going to meet Gloria. She's one of the people on my team. I am so, so blessed by her. I get to talk to her almost every day, and she just makes my heart sing.
I forgot to mention, if anybody has a question while we're interviewing both Marian and Gloria, please put those in the chat, and at the end we'll pose those questions to them. All right, so tell us one thing about the company and its culture that has inspired you.
Well, we have many calls, and on those calls, where people are sharing about their lives, and inspiring us. They're sharing about books to read. And so I'm continually learning and becoming the best I can be. And I love the integrity of the company. Oh, whenever Tyler Norton is around, I just want to listen to that man because he is so wise under the tutorage of his father, who was also so wise. They are such a caring company. When I talk to people who, when I'm ordering things, they care so much. And I just can't imagine any other company being as wonderful as this one.
So you have, granted you have had the honor or privilege to be able to, I'm not going to say be healed, but your life has changed, because you no longer deal with those issues that you had before that was restricting the things that you love to do. Now that you're sharing this with others, and you're making money or some residual income from this, what is that afforded you to do for your family?
That as a woman, security is just something that's always been on my heart. But now we've been able to help our grandchildren go to college. We've been able, I took 2 of them on a mission trip, and that has changed all of our lives because one of them stayed and fell in love and married another missionary, and now they're both living in the United States. But that was wonderful. And then Emily and Luis just bought a house. The first house they looked at, houses are so expensive for young couples. And there was just no closets almost in the house. And so my husband and I talked, and we were able to make the difference so that they could go up one level in what they were able to buy. And now they have a very nice house. So plus, there's many causes that we care about. Strong families is something we're able to support, and they take care of moms and dads who need a break from their children. And so we are able to support them and other ones as well.
Yeah. So just a question, did you retire from education as a kindergarten teacher? And do you?
Yes, I've been retired for a number of years. Yeah.
Okay. And do you receive a pension from the Education of Washington?
I was in a Christian school, and no, that isn't, I don't think I get any money from them.
Yeah.
My husband's shaking his head. No, you don't.
Yeah.
But I am very fortunate because he had a good job with the city of Spokane. So we have his retirement, but it's just nice to have some extra.
Absolutely. I agree. Well, I'm going to transition over here to Gloria. As Marian has stated, they're buddies and they're friends. So Gloria Lybecker, she's also in the state of Washington. She's married to Richard. She has 5 children, 7 grandchildren, 5 horses, 3 cats, and 1 family dog. Gloria is passionate about personal empowerment, healing, and authentic communication. Her love for horses and dedication to nurturing safe, transformative environments have profoundly shaped her journey, growing up with a deep appreciation for animals and nature. Gloria's mission is to help others recognize their inherent worth and create lives that they love. She believes at the heart of it all, it truly is about love, connection, and living in alignment with one's true nature. Gloria, thank you again for coming on. So tell us a little bit about, I've given, it's almost like a little bio to an occupation or a passion that you have. Can you share what that is?
Oh, sure. I'm a transformation facilitator, which is to say I have very many different certifications, and that puts them all together. But what I like to do is partner with my horses. So I provide sessions that are all on the ground. It's all about communication. It's all about developing relationships of trust. And it takes very many different, it looks many different ways depending on who comes. So I work with any person that wants to come, or small groups, couples, families. And my favorite thing to do is provide constellations with horses. And so that's a group dynamic experience where the person really learns more about themselves through the eyes of the horse. And so it's a very spiritual practice, and it's very informative. It's also really helpful for leadership training. So one of the things I got to do with our team this year was to have some of them come out to the sanctuary here, Healing You Sanctuary, and to do a leadership retreat that was really pretty profound.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, how are you introduced to ASEA Redox?
Well, Marian Palmer called, well, she didn't call me up. She sent me a text on Alignable, which is a social media, and I hadn't done much on Alignable. And she was very curious. She says, "What do you do at Healing You Sanctuary?" And so we started a little chat back and forth. And I was sharing the things that I did, and she wanted to know if maybe we could, she said, "Had I ever heard of redox signaling molecules?" And I said that I hadn't. She wanted to know if we could chat. And I said, "Well, I'm going to be having a procedure done. And so I'm going to be gone for a few weeks." So we couldn't really get into it there. Well, what she did surprised me. A few weeks later, she paid attention to that, and she followed up and said, "How are you doing post your, procedure?" And I said I was healing up, but then I had a lot of time on my hands. So then we got to go into a deeper conversation. And she was just the most caring, compassionate person, just really curious, asking about all these different modalities that I've been trained in. And then she brought up the redox molecules again. And this time I was very interested. And so she sent me a link, and I took a look. And because I've studied interpersonal neurobiology about how we grow and develop, it made sense. I got very excited about it. And I says, "Do you have more information?" So she sent me, at the time, was like Discover Redox. And I just did a deep dive. I was watching all the videos. I was going into it. Then I said, "Well, can I buy some of this?" And she goes, "Well, hold on." Because as she talked with me, she realized that one of the things that I would like to have different in my life at that time was to have, to be able to breathe deeper and easier. And so she goes, "I'd like to introduce you to a friend." Well, at the time, I was a little bit irritated because I wanted to buy the product. So, but she introduced me then to Marcia White. And what really struck me again were the people I was meeting. Marcia was in a car with her daughter and her grandkids, and she took time to be on the phone and to talk to me and to share with me her experience with improving her breathing. Not only that, the woman's an incredible athlete. But she was just so warm and welcoming. And then she also then made some recommendations about what I'd want to get and all. And so what really struck me was the community. And then after I was able to, she made a recommendation, but I wanted to go for the gold, right? I wanted to try everything. So I got the biggest pack and I wanted to share it with all my family. But then Marian did the orientation, and she invited Jerry to come with her. And again, he was just such a gracious person and so knowledgeable. And so what I did is I arranged right away to have a party at my house, right? Because that's how Jerry and Marian trained me. So we did. They had a little workshop here, and I signed up my first two people that first week. And it was just pretty phenomenal. What was really incredible to me still is I love this community because you don't have to do everything by yourself. As a sole entrepreneur, there's a lot of things in my business. I do it all by myself. And so it's really been lovely to be part of this community, and then also to develop these relationships of trust that we all pool all of our resources together, and we all benefit from that.
Yeah. So why isn't this this technology? Why can't we put this in Costco's or in Walmart on the shelf?
Well, because people wouldn't know what the heck it was, and why would you want to buy salt water anyway? Because they wouldn't understand. Even if they read the back of the bottle, they'd have to really be paying attention and interested in it. So it's really more important to have a relationship of trust with people, and then just to educate them, to find out what is it that they're interested in, how could we be of service to them. And when you approach it in that way, it's really about just having a mission to create greater good in the world.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. You talked about so you have 5 horses, and you talked about, the therapy or what you do. Have you also utilized this technology with your horses as well?
I have. I actually, it was within the first 2 months. My husband was a little skeptical at first, and but anyway, when one of my horses developed a mass up his nasal passageway, it was quite a bump. He's a dark horse, so it's hard to see in the picture, but he was at my trainer's and I went over to look, and it was green and it stank and it wasn't good. And it was some kind of infection. And so they started him on some antibiotics, but after those were done, he wasn't any better at all. And so I reached out to Beth Wufford and I asked her about the Redox because she has a lot of experience with horses. And so she made a suggestion of what I could do. And the vet also had done a biopsy. And so she was preparing me for really bad news. So I really didn't want to take him to another vet where they would do a procedure to remount his nose, because that's very invasive and expensive. And so my husband agreed that I could dedicate some Redox to my horse. And so my trainer administered 4 ounces of the liquid Redox rectally twice a day, because that way the molecules are absorbed into the soft tissue, because horses can't hold it in their mouth like humans. And he also sprayed the liquid up the nasal passageway and applied the Renew 28 topically. And the swelling really greatly reduced within a couple weeks, and his breathing got less noisy, and the drainage became clear. It went through this whole phase where it looked like the horse was just blowing bubbles, because there was just so much that was being released from his system. And I was just so incredibly grateful for his progress, but I was really even more grateful again for the warm, caring community, which made such a difference, because I was really nervous about it. But then I didn't feel so all alone. But then less than a month afterwards, because it started on September 30th is when he had the lump, when we had the vet out. And it was on October 22nd that I got an update from my trainer that he was saying, hey, I went out to give Aragon his treatment this morning, and I would say he's as close to 100% as possible. But he continued the treatments on for another week to make sure. And so that was astonishing to me. And it really impacted a lot of people, because, horses, they don't have placebo effect. It's either going to work or it's not going to work. And boy, it really did work for him. And he seemed to enjoy the effects for sure.
Yeah. Did you have a photo of that you wanted to share, or would be able to see that, or?
Yeah, I had a couple photos. Let me, that one of Marian too. Let me share my screen here. This shows the difference with Marian over a few years. Quite a difference.
And this is taking the C Redox and then also applying the Renew 28.
And she does the skincare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then this is one of myself I never thought I'd share this to anybody, but here we go, kind of public. You can really see a reduction in a lot of lines there. There's still improvement, but you know what? I was astonished. So why wouldn't I share that with more people so they could have an opportunity to? And then this is Aragon. He's a great big Percheron quarter horse. And you can see here, there's this where the lump was up his nose.
Yeah.
And then here I didn't know how to draw the circle this time, but it's gone. And so that was less than a month, from the 30th of September to the 20th of October.
It's amazing. Thank you for sharing those pictures. Pictures speak 1,000 words, as they say, yeah. When we look at people's faces, when you look at the difference there, not only is it doing something with the skin tissue, but people are also dealing with inflammation. So you also, when you look at someone and their faces, real reddened or, inflamed, it's usually that there's inflammation at the cellular level, yeah. All right. So our company has an ethos of believe, belong, and become. So what does that mean to you?
Oh, well, what it means to me is that they really have a belief in, I don't know, it's in the heart of humanity, right? There's a belief in the community, in relationship, a belief in the goodness of the world even. And when you can, when you when you're a part of this community, we all falter in our beliefs in ourselves at times because we have these little voices in our head that aren't very nice to us. But when that happens and you have a community of others, like even on our team call today, when someone wasn't feeling so great and kind of crummy and not having such great outcomes, well, when they speak it out and tell the truth, well, then other people's belief in them helps. So the belief, it's not just my belief. It's like, well, it's like faith. You borrow the other person's, and it takes you up a notch. But when you have that kind of belief and belief in the greater good, even, then what it does is it allows people to elevate and to actually begin to shine and to become who they were created to be. And that's the become, because we're all created to be a light in the world. And that's what the company does. It shines this real beacon of light out to empower us, to power our potential. And then believe, belong, become. So I said, believe, belong. So you belong in the community. Like I said, the community all came together. And that's how you become greater and you spread that goodness in the world.
Yes, I love that. That for me personally, I mean, you cannot, I mean, we believe in the product. It's it's a gift to the world. And then becoming, I mean, when I first would, get on a Zoom, I was very nervous, so, or even talking to people on a one-on-one. But then the belonging, I think, is more important to me, because I've met these most wonderful people, such as you and Marian and all the other people that are probably on this call that have met face to face. So it really makes a big difference when you feel like you're part of something, and you're like you said, it's a mission to share this with as many people as we can. I'm going to ask each of you a question, and then I know Cindy, she may have some questions for you, and then if there's any in the chat, we'll address those. But why should people look at this?
For me, to begin with, it's your anti-aging possibility. Have your life be fuller and richer and become part of this community. They will be the best friends, the most caring friends that you'll ever have, and make a difference yourself in other people's lives.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, and I would just piggyback on that by saying, I would encourage everyone to be willing to be open to learning about it, because they don't know who is waiting for them to tell. They don't realize the ripples that move out. Even if someone isn't interested for themselves, be interested in who it might help, whether it's two-legged or four-legged. It works with anything that has cells. And why wouldn't you want to support cells to be healthy? And so the biggest thing is for people to be open.
Right. And it's an answer to prayer for a lot of people. We've heard a lot of testimonies where people were praying and then they got a phone call or like they got a text, and it came at the right time. So thank you. So Cindy, do you have any questions for our guest? Is she still on with us? You got a question, Marian? You go ahead. You're one of our co-hosts.
I would like to share an observation. I really admire the both of you, Gloria and Marian, and what you're demonstrating here today. I think that from the get-go, from the moment that you met on Alignable, Marian, you have been courting Gloria within the framework of the mission and the ethos of the company, believe, belong, and become. Before she even signed up, you showed her all three of these beautiful principles by showing interest in her and then bringing on other people in our leadership like Jerry and Marshall White to share a similar issue that Gloria was expressing. And what better way to bring people into a community but to show them during that courtship phase, even before she signed up, hold on a minute, let me have you talk to so and so. And I think this is the most beautiful demonstration of our company. You're just you're the example and you're living it. And so thank you. What a wonderful experience to hear you both tonight.
Yes, I agree 100%. Explanation point on that. Thank you. So I don't know if Cindy, we've lost her or not. She was in Mississippi and her Wi-Fi wasn't too strong, but thank you so much, both of you, for being on. When I reached out to Marian, she said, well, I've got to have Gloria's got to be on there too. I said, absolutely. So I agree with what Dr. Sides has just shared. So next, so if I don't know, most of the people that are on here tonight, I didn't really look at the list, but if this is your first time hearing about this technology and hearing about our ethos, please get back to the person that invited you on the Zoom this evening. This will be uploaded to our YouTube channel and our handle is at Redox Nurse Talk. So it'll be uploaded there that you'll be able to see that. And there'll be a lot of people that'll view that, not only associates that are within the company, but other people will be, hopefully stumble across that as they're searching certain things in the Google search or YouTube search. So it'll be a blessing for those people to hear this. Next Sunday, I don't know what day it is. We had Labor Day yesterday. Next week, we have Dr. Marty Moron. He's a veterinarian in medicine. And so we're excited to have him join us next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time, right? Yeah, so if anybody has any other things that they'd like to say, I'll stop the recording and you can say, speak to our guest here. Let's see, find out where to stop recording here. Okay, got it.